Today I brought in some material for Symphony of Science and some videos and a little bit of material off the website. Symphony of Science is a website. The address is www.symphonyofscience.com, so it's just like it sounds. Actually, I'm thinking it might be org, but you'd have to check. I've got com down here, but it doesn't sound right. The site was created by John Boswell. He's the head musician and producer behind the Symphony of Science videos. And it's a series of videos that I selected to talk about today because they highlight kind of what makes science interesting. And he uses famous scientists and speakers to talk about science. He takes clips that highlight what makes them interested in science and what they find fascinating about it, and brief explanations of certain scientific ideas, and he auto-tuned them to go with music that he produced. And what I like about it specifically is that it's just really well done. Mm-hmm. So in the world of auto-tuning videos, this is a little bit above the normal thing that you would find just sitting on YouTube. This guy is actually, clearly put a lot of effort into this, is clearly good at what he does, and musically inclined. And so I just wanted to read a little bit off of what he says about why he did the project and the history of the project, and then we'll show a few of the videos that he's produced and has on the site. The goal of the project, he says, is to bring scientific knowledge and philosophy to the public in a novel way through the medium of music. Science and music are two passions of his, and he aims to combine them in a way that's intended to bring a meaningful message to listeners while simultaneously providing an enjoyable musical experience. The project owes its existence in large measure to the work of Carl Sagan, Ann Durian, Steve Soter, and the production of the old series Cosmos, which I remember when I was younger.
I grew up on Cosmos.
Yeah,
it was like, it really sort of made science wonderful and fun and interesting. It
right.
really was a very captivating thing. And I think Carl Sagan did a great service to the world with that series and his writings.
He did, yeah, I agree. I think just about everybody loved Carl Sagan.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, Boswell himself says he began to experiment with production and composition in high school. Took a strong interest in music theory and electronic music. The hobby grew through college, where he quickly developed a love for science and philosophy and gradually gathered better musical equipment and experience. Inspiration from the Gregory brothers, DJ Steve Porter, coupled with his experience remixing composition and auto-tune, led to experiments with remixing scientists, culminating in Carl Sagan's A Glorious Dawn in the fall of 2009, which is one of the videos we're going to look at.
Okay.
This first video's highly positive reception provided motivation to elaborate on the theme of remixing scientists, which spawned the Symphony of Science project. The second video, We Are All Connected, was released in October 2009 on the heels of Glorious Dawn, and we're also probably going to look at that one if we have time.
Okay.
The current state of the project is that he's now produced 6 full-length music videos, expanded to include and rely on more input from the community and collaborations with peers. Since its launch in fall of 2009, Symphony of Science has been featured on NPR, Wired, The Scientist, Attack of the Show, Skeptic's Guide to the Universe, Bad Astronomy, Coast to Coast AM, The Examiner, Net at Night, and many more radio shows, magazines, and websites. The videos have attracted over 8 million views online. Almost everything on the site is provided for free, and if you like what you see, you can contribute to the site or stay in touch through email updates that are offered through the site.
That's excellent. And you've gotten permission to show these,
I
right?
did. I wrote to John Boswell, and he said that was absolutely fine to show as much as we wanted.
Okay.
And additionally, I want to add that as an atheist, I think this is particularly important because a lot of people seem to have the idea that a universe without a God is somehow uninteresting or not fascinating, and they don't understand how you can have any kind of a sense of awe at how nature works. And yet the weird thing about it is that from a theistic standpoint, it's that awe of nature that makes them think there's a God. So basically they're saying, nature is so awesomely incredible that it can't do what I see it doing. And so there must be some magic behind it because it's just that amazing.
But atheists have these feelings too. I mean, atheists have a sense of wonderment, we've called it, right?
Absolutely.
We are excited and fascinated by the universe and how beautiful and intricate and all that. And so we have those same feelings, we just attribute them differently. Right?
Yeah, and I think the videos show that, that knowledge and understanding doesn't detract from the amazing nature of nature.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to show?
Yeah, without further ado, let's.
We Are All Connected. I'd like to get that queued up if we can.
Can we play that one?
hopefully.
We're having some technical
No
difficulties.
AC, mic trouble.
We got the heat on in this place today, and we're all burning up in here.
Please.
Among other things.
We need to pray to reason.
Pray to reason.
And now if it doesn't work, they'll say, "Oh, see, it's because you don't believe."
That's right. It's always that.
But we'll thwart it anyway because you brought other topic material.
Well, not really.
Well, you have other stuff to talk about anyway.
Okay, here it
we
comes.
go. Sound. There's no sound.
We're all connected
It could be going on.
to each other, biologically, to the earth, chemically, to the rest of the universe, atomically.
I think nature's imagination is so much greater than man's. He's never gonna let us relax.
We live in an in-between universe where things change all right, but according to patterns, rules, or as we call them, laws of nature.
I'm this bird standing on a planet. Really, I'm just a speck compared with a star. The planet is just another speck. To think about all of this, to think about the vast emptiness of space, billions and billions of stars, billions and billions of specks.
The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, but the way those atoms are put together. The cosmos is also within us. We're made of stars. We are away from the cosmos and know it's all across the sea of space. The stars are others. We've traveled this way before, and there is much to be learned. We're all connected to each other, biologically, to the earth, chemically, to the rest of the universe, atomically. I find it elevating and exhilarating to discover that we live in a universe which permits the evolution of molecular machines as intricate and subtle as we.
I know that the molecules in my body are traceable to phenomena in the cosmos. That makes me want to grab people in the street and say, have you heard this?
The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, but the way those atoms are put together. The cosmos is also within us. We're made of stars. We are away from the cosmos and know it's all.
There's this tremendous massive waves all over in space, which is the light bouncing around the room, going from one thing to the other, and it's all really there, really there. But you gotta stop and think about the complexity, really get the pleasure. It's all really there, really there. The inconceivable nature. To think about all of this, to think about the vast emptiness of space, billions and billions of stars, billions and billions of specks.
The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, but the way those atoms are put together. The cosmos is also within us. We're made of stars. We are away from the cosmos and know it's all. Across the sea of space, the stars are others. We've traveled this way before, and there is much to be learned.
Well, that was pretty wonderful.
Yeah, I think so.
So there are a couple of my heroes in there. Carl Sagan, of course,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but Neil deGrasse Tyson, who seems to have picked up Carl Sagan's mantle as the the popularist of
Sure.
science.
And I forgot that even Bill Nye was in there, and you know they have another one that's on the site that has Jane Goodall. I mean, they're just loaded with really intelligent people that had a lot of positive and interesting things to say. I like the message of the video, the idea of the connectivity, and also what's really interesting to me is how things like math and science are universal for people. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah.
You know, gravity is gravity, physics is physics. It doesn't matter where you live, who you are, and there's not this kind of us and them divide until it starts getting put in people's heads.
Yeah. Well, I had another thought too, and Richard Feynman was in there. It was another one of my heroes, and you know, he's famous for many reasons, but for writing the Feynman lectures, which are considered one of the better, you know, undergraduate lectures on physics. And he's got a lecture in there that's about 60 pages long on how rainbows work.
Wow.
And it's like, here's the mathematics of it, here's the physics of it, here's how it all works. And you compare that to the Genesis story of, oh, the rainbows are there because God's not going to kill you because he made this promise.
Right.
You know, this is you know, one's a child's story and one's, you know, this is a deep understanding of this very cool and interesting phenomenon in nature, right? And how can you say, you know, this awe and wonder isn't over here, right?
Correct.
And how can you vote for the religion thing in this case, right? It makes no sense to me.
Well, right. I mean, it's like, what in the world is wrong with reality? I mean, what is it that's uninteresting about the real world and about the real universe
Yes,
and
it's
about
infinitely more fascinating
what you
than,
really are?
than the religions portray it to be.
Yeah, I mean, what I really am is far more fascinating than something to be condemned. And I'd like to just show the Glorious Dawn video,
Yeah,
just to
let's
squeeze
do
that
another
one
one.
in and before we take any calls.
Yeah.
And so if we could get Glorious Dawn queued up, that'd be great.
So we'll take callers after that. The number's on the screen. We've got a couple queued up already.
I'm not very good at singing songs, but here's a try.
If you wish to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe. Space is filled with a network of wormholes. You might emerge somewhere else in space, somewhere else in time.
The sky calls to us. If we do not destroy ourselves, we will one day venture to the stars.
A still more glorious dawn awaits, not a sunrise, but a galaxy rose. A morning filled with 400 billion suns. The rising of the Milky Way.
The cosmos is full beyond measure. Elegant truths of exquisite interrelationships of the awesome machinery of nature.
I believe our future depends powerfully on how well we understand this cosmos, in which we float like a mote of dust in the morning sky. But the brain does much more than just recollect. It intercompares, it synthesizes, analyzes, it generates abstractions.
The simplest thought, like the concept of the number one, has an elaborate logical underpinning. The brain has its own language for testing the structure and consistency of the world.
A still more glorious dawn awaits, not a sunrise, but a galaxy rose. A morning filled with 400 billion suns. The rising of the Milky Way.
The sky calls to us. If we do not destroy ourselves, we will one day venture to the stars.
For thousands of years, people have wondered about the universe. Did it stretch out forever, or was there a limit? From the Big Bang to black holes, from dark matter to a possible big crunch, our image of the universe today is full of strange sounding ideas.
How lucky we are to live in this time, the first moment in human history when we are, in fact, visiting other worlds.
glorious dawn awaits, not a sunrise, but a galaxy rise, a morning filled with 400 million suns. The rising of the Milky Way. A still more glorious dawn awaits, not a sunrise, but a galaxy rise, a morning filled with 400 million suns. The rising of the Milky Way.
The surface of the Earth is the shore of the cosmic ocean. Recently, we've waded a little way out, and the water seems inviting.
Another nice one.
Yeah, I just think it's amazing. I love Carl Sagan, and so glad that John Boswell is doing this.
Good deal. So that's Symphony of Science?
It is Symphony of Science, and like I said, I have on my notes.com, but I'm almost positive it's .org.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about the auto-tuning thing. I think it's become overdone already, but it's very tasteful. It's very, very nice.
Yeah, I agree. I think he did an excellent job. Just love the site.
Well, good deal.